Hello, FCS 2250 computer application students. Mr. Lang here. I hope you're having a wonderful day. We are in our Access Section 2, Exercise 1. And again, we are just keeping track of some data, learning how to create tables, sort information. So let's go. Let's see what we can do here. So the first project that we need to do for our direction number 1 out of 5 is create a table named Review. In the design view, using the following field names and data types. Set the employee ID field as a primary key, close the table. All right, let's go ahead and begin. So I'm going to go ahead and click my light bulb here, so that way it'll give me my directions in a nice layout here, and maybe move this aside. Okay, so we need to click the Create tab. So over here we are in our Create tab, and it looks like I need to create that. Click that one more time. There we go. And in the Table Design button, we're going to click the Table Design button, in the Tables group. So we're going to find our Tables group right here. Table Design, there we are. So now we are going to type Employee ID. So this is important to type this just like they have. No spaces, capital E, capital I, capital D for Employee ID, very important. And then it will tell me to press the Tab key 3 times. Again, it's very important to look at these directions and follow them to a T. Direction number 3, we got to complete before we get to number 4, right? So I pressed my Tab key on my keyboard 3 times. I now need to type in supervisor L name for a supervisor last name. Again, no spaces, capital L, capital N, well, I should say capital S, capital L, capital N for supervisor. Again, double checking that I spell things right. I may not be the best speller, so I may make a mistake, and it will catch me on that. Now we need to type in supervisor F name for first name, and just double check that. Looks like we're good. And then press the Tab key. So not 3 times, just press the Tab key. Okay. So now we need to click the Employee ID field. So over here on the left, when that arrow turns into the black arrow, that will allow me to select that entire field. Okay, that's important. And now we're going to click the primary key button in the Tools group on the Table Design tab. So I'm on my Table Design tab, starting there, my Tools group, and primary key. And now we have a little key there. And basically what that's doing is every employee will have a specific ID number associated with them. They may have the last name as another employee there, or the same first name, but their employee ID will always be different. For example, the government of the United States of America, we have our Social Security number as our primary key for the government. There we go. Little fact there. So we're going to go ahead now and click the Save button on the title bar. So up here you see the little Save key right there. We'll click that, or Control S. I like to click it. And we're going to type Review with a capital R. That's going to be our new table name, and choose OK. Our new table now appears over here. All right, and then it says for us to close the table. So click the Review Table Close button, and that's right here with the X. So we'll close that table. And I always like to, well, we can't hit the save because there's nothing to save. Awesome, we're done with that direction. Let's go ahead and move on to direction 2 of 5. And we're going to move this up a little bit here. We're going to open the employees table in the design view and set the last name field as a primary key field. Save the table. All right, so let's go ahead and click the light bulb and get directions 1 through 5. We're going to double click the employees table in the navigation pane. So here's our navigation pane. Double click employees, give it a second, it will open up your employee table. We're going to click the View button in the Views group on the Home tab. So we're on the Home tab, Views group, a Views button. We'll click that, and we're going to jump over to the Design view. And we'll go there. And now that we're in the Design view, we can click the Last Name field row. So here we are, again with the black arrow pointing to the right. We're going to click there, and we have the last name selected, and now we're going to choose the primary key for that. So we moved it from employee ID to the last name. We're going to go ahead and click the Save button. Now it doesn't tell us to close the employee data, so we're going to go ahead and leave that open. And we'll go to direction 3 of 5. We're going to display the employees table in the data sheet view, and then change the field size of the employee ID field to 4 characters, save, and close the table. So let's go ahead and begin. We'll click the little icon there. Direction number 1, click the View button in the Views group on the Table Design tab. So Table Design tab, there we are. Views group, right there. And we're going to go to the Views area, and we want to make sure that we are in the Table Design, which we're already in the Table Design view. So excellent. We're one direction done. Click the Employee ID field column. So again, with the black arrow pointing to the right, we're going to click that. It selects the entire row. And then we're going to go down to the direction number 4, type 4 in the field size text box in the properties group. So down below, here's your field properties here. Field size is set by default to 255, and we're going to put 4. What that means is somebody couldn't type in 5 numbers for their employee ID or 6 numbers. We'll only allow them to type up to 4 numbers. And then our directions say press the Enter key on your keyboard. So go ahead and do that. I'm now in the Format area. And we're going to click Yes at the message that displays. So, and I didn't see any message that pops up. Hopefully that's not a bad thing. I'm not sure if you have a message that pops up, but if you do, go ahead and click Yes at that message. All right, I might move my answer key over here and just take a look underneath it. Yeah, I don't see anywhere where that may have popped up, so we'll move that back over. Click the Save button in the title bar. We made some adjustments. Always want to hit Save for our data sheet, and click the Employees Table Close button. So we'll go ahead and click that Employees Table Close button. Again, sorry for that bell. Hopefully that wasn't too loud in your eardrum. Moving on, direction 4 of 5. Display the benefits table in the design view and create a validation rule for the dependents field to ensure that any number entered in the field is greater than 2, and then we'll save the table. Let's go. I'm going to click on the little light bulb there, and we'll start with direction number 1. We're going to right-click the benefits table in the navigation pane. All right, navigation pane over here. We're going to right-click the benefits table. That's right-click. And we're going to click the design view. Again, just another way for us to choose. Before we went up to the views and changed it there, but we can go to design view right here as well. So that's a great tip. Okay, direction number 3 says click the Dependents field row. So with the black arrow pointing to the right, we'll click on the Dependents field row. And we now are going to click in the Validation Rule property box. So again, down here is the properties, all right? And we have a validation rule down here. We'll click in there, and it tells us to type greater than symbol. So shift greater than symbol on my keyboard, and then I'm going to put 2. So again, this number has to be greater than 2. All right, so I'm just going to double check that direction and then press the Enter key. All right, and it brings it down to the validation text right there. So at this point, we're going to save, click the Save button. All right. And click Yes button and click Yes button again. I did not get anything that appeared on mine to save or change anything. I hope that's all good. But if you do get something that pops up, make sure you click the Yes buttons there. I'll just move this direction just to make sure. Yeah, I don't see anything, so good. Let's go ahead, and we are on direction 5 of 5. With the benefits table displayed in the design view, which were there. Create an input mask for the pension date field to set the pattern for entering dates to short date, and use the input mask wizard defaults for that format. Save, and then close the table. Let's go ahead and begin. I'm going to click my light bulb there and start with direction number 1. Click in the pension date field row. So pension date, I'm in the wrong place. There we go. Pension date field row. There we are. You're going to click the input mask property box in the field properties section. Field properties. We're going to go to the input mask. There we are, right there. And now it tells us to click the build button. Contains 3 dots at the right side of the property box. Well, we can't see the right side of the property box because our directions are covering it. But if we move our directions over here now, I can see those 3 dots. I'm going to click on those 3 dots, and here comes my input mask wizard. All right. At the first Input Mask Wizard dialog box, click the short date in the Input Mask list. Short date. I can do that. And then choose Finish. And then now I need to move this over because we can see that we have a short date. I'm trying to move my answer key over. There it goes. Slowly but surely. All right, so we want to make sure we click Save button on the title bar. So we'll hit Save there. Again, if you see here, my input mask, I have my short date there. And then we want to make sure we close the benefits table button. So that's key. So we closed all of our buttons. I'll close that. And let's go ahead and check our answer. And again, insert Jeopardy theme music here. All right, great job, everybody. Thanks for hanging out with me for this exercise tutorial on our Access Section 2, Exercise 1. Again, please remember that if you ever have any technical difficulties, please reach out to Cirrus's technical support. I have that chat right on our homepage under the important links. It will take you to that chat. Start with them. They are really, really good because, again, I may not be able to diagnose what's going on with your computer, with your access, with your scenarios. And so they're really good at that. Hey, hang out with me for our next one. We'll be going on to Access Section 2, Exercise 2 here.